Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Wilayah TV and welcome to this program, The Keys of Life, where we discuss important matters, daily matters about our lives. In the last two programs, we discussed matters about education and how students should be and what the different types of students are. In this program, we want to discuss how a student should act and how a teacher, conversely, should also act. Now, a student must be honorable, must respect his teacher, must listen to every single word so that he or she can gain the most knowledge they can from that teacher. Because if a student sits in a class and makes fun of the teacher or doesn't listen to the teacher and ignores the teacher and doesn't pay attention to the lesson, let's be honest, they're not going to learn anything. So if a student truly respects their teacher, then they will sit in that lesson and listen. So as a Muslim student, we must learn to respect our teachers, get up when they come in, offer them water, speak to them respectfully. And this will help us to gain more knowledge because we will hang on to their every single word. Also, as a student Muslim, you must show humility before your teacher. You mustn't show arrogance. If your teacher tells you something, you must listen to them. Even if you know they're wrong, or even if you know you have more education than your teacher, you need to show humility towards them. Because somebody who teaches you one word, you are indebted to them for the rest of your lives. And we have in a hadith from the Prophet that a teacher who teaches you even one word, he can command you. What this means is your teacher is like your mother and father who can command you. He can tell you, do this, bring me water, go here, because he's taught you something and you are indebted to him forever. And you must understand that learning something from someone is very precious. This person, this man, this woman, this teacher is passing on their knowledge to you. They're putting in effort for you to understand something. So you must be thankful and you must be grateful. Also, a Muslim student, the third matter which a Muslim student should really adhere to is to try to cleanse yourself from all sins. If you imagine our soul like a white sheet, and this white sheet, when you give it some knowledge or you spread knowledge on it, it will absorb the knowledge very quickly. But if your soul is full of sins, it is like a black sheet. And even though it tries to absorb knowledge and you try to write or engrave some knowledge onto it, because it's so black, you won't be able to use that knowledge. You won't be able to understand that knowledge. You won't be able to read that knowledge from your mind. So you need to cleanse your soul in order to be able to understand knowledge, to absorb it. Because in that way, Allah helps you. Your soul is free. You can absorb anything and you can absorb the correct knowledge. Now, although students have many mannerisms, they need to respect their teachers, they need to listen to their teachers. Teachers also have some duties in Islam. Now, there are four main duties that teachers have. Firstly, teachers should teach for the sake of Allah, not for the sake of money, not for the sake of becoming famous, not for the sake of gaining some status in the eyes of people, but for Allah, for closeness to Allah, to pass on your knowledge. That's the first thing a teacher should do. Secondly, a teacher should be gentle and kind in his words and look at his students as children or as his own children and teach them beautifully and try to explain everything to them. Thirdly, a teacher shouldn't burden his or her students with education that the student cannot grasp because the student will get confused. And lastly, a teacher must not give wrong education to the student. It's okay for a teacher not to know something. If you are unaware of something, you just tell your students, give me some time, I'm going to do some research and I'll get back to you. So both teachers and students have roles to play in an Islamic society and a Muslim society. And unfortunately, they're not played very well today, these roles. I have seen disrespectful students, and in the same time I have seen teachers who have not been very good, or they have not been suitable teachers. They have not been willing to teach and give their knowledge to students in a good way. We must strive to be good teachers and likewise good students. Thank you for tuning into this program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.